Every time, so you gotta do it. Here.
Good morning to you guys. My name is Victor again, former lifer. I did 20 years. It's a blessing to be out here. It's an honor to be up in this stage right here right now. Definitely an honor because I was one time when you guys were seeing that fresh out pretty much. I had about eight months out, I think, at that time, and it was I was hungry. I was just like you guys, just like the brother that was giving a speech earlier. He was hungry, and he's taking an opportunity to do something with his life. So I was where you guys were at, hungry. I knew that I wanted to do something better. I wanted to establish myself. So I've been where you guys are at, and again, it's an honor to be able to be up here speaking amongst you guys. And I can totally relate with your guys' story. I can totally relate with all you guys. You guys are going through, you guys are going through. So it's an honor to be up here. And again, I'm writing down some money stuff. I know our brother Donnie is not really a money guy, but at the end of the day, it boils down to me. That's my motivation. It's not all.
I'm a money guy.
Now, I changed you. I changed. That's good. That's good. So I'm just enlightening you guys a little bit about the wages. Not every. I mean, it's kind of across the board. It's kind of in general. It's kind of average. So it's a little enlightening, man, as far as, and this is public information too. You can look it up. Whatever trade you're trying to get, you can look it up.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
You want the right equipment on the
Yeah. No, I had it.
All right.
Right. So again, my name is Victor again, former life group, where you guys were at, Fort Cohort, Daniel's Cohort. Again, it's an honor to be up here. Definitely, I took a day off today just to speak to you guys. Nobody's paying me, nobody's doing nothing. I took it out of mine. So for today, this is my wage right now currently. I'm a 4th-year apprentice inside inside wireman, IBWW apprentice 4th year. This is my wage right now. Currently. So today, that's what I'm giving up for today. But it's more worth it for me to be up here and speak to you guys. Right? hopefully you guys can hear me with the mask. Policy still holding it. But at the end of the day, man, it's an honor to be able to speak to you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, money. When I first got out, I didn't really know much about construction. I didn't have no experience. Hey, it is what it is. Restrictions are restrictions, right? But I passed out some paperwork regarding some stuff that I typed up, some stuff that I downloaded from the website of our union, and hopefully it's vital information for you guys. It's a gold mine in here, man. You guys really go through it and read it and just that information that is in there, it's a gold mine, man. You guys should take advantage of it. It's great information. It could apply across the boards on any job or any career or anything you're trying to do. Whatever it may be that you're trying to do, you could apply some of it or all of it, or whatever you could apply out of it. Again, so I was a fourth cohort, and now I'm a fourth year apprentice for IBW Local 11. Formerly incarcerated, now I'm in the union, making this much. When I journey out, which will be about a year and a half from now, this will be my wage, right? 55 per hour, 440 a day, 22, roll 2 a month, a year, right? So in 10 years, how much is that going to be? Good money, right? Good money. That's the opportunity that you guys have and are able to do. That's what you guys are right now in a seat where you're able to be here. You're able to be here. You have that opportunity. It's on you guys to be able to take advantage and make it happen for yourselves. My girl, she's also IBW Local 11. She's a third year apprentice right now, almost fourth year. She's almost there too. So 2 of us are going to be bringing 100 a year to our household. So that's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. The mask is throwing me off a little bit, but again, it's an honor to be here. I'm gonna vote for questions, but I kind of wanted to go over the stuff that I kind of typed up with regard to you guys being here. Where it says the good pointers for newly incoming apprentices. I kind of want to go over that while you guys are here to take advantage of stuff like that. With regard to, you can say you guys are, how many of you guys are trying to get into IBW? A handful of you guys. Well, FYI, have you guys put in your applications? Have you put in your application?
Yeah.
Good. Why did you put in your application?
I already had like a plan when I came home that I wanted to become an electrician. So, like during the downtime, I was trying to find a job. I just put in the application, just trying to get ahead of the game a little bit.
That's great stuff. The rest of you guys trying to get into IBW, you did too?
No, the reason why I haven't put it in is I'm enrolled in, I'm doing the algebra, that I don't have the past degree. So
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, so that's
You need a year of high school. So again, like the information that's in here, where I put what to expect when you get into apprenticeship job. Obviously, the trade you're trying to get into, you want to know what the requirements are, right? Age, license, GED. Does it require GED? Does it require algebra? IBW does require a year of high school algebra with a C or better, or a semester of algebra with a C or better, or there's an online tech class that you could do. That's 28 lessons. That you finish that. That's the equivalent of the requirement needed to get to put in the application. Or FYI, if you're doing those classes, you could already do your application because it's going to take you about a month, 2 months for them to call you to hand the paperwork in, and then another month or 2 to do the test, the entrance exam, which is math questions. Have they called you for your test?
Not yet.
Okay, that's good. You studied.
They said that they just came back from COVID on last Monday, so everything's kind of backed up.
Okay, and so how do you know that?
King Ward came on last week,
Okay.
so I got an email and I corresponded with him. So So I put my application in on file, but I never got like anything back in return. So I emailed him after he was on Zoom with us, and he confirmed that my application is on file.
Have you called ETI?
No, I haven't.
Make relations. And I know I'm speaking about IBW, but this kind of applies across the board with whatever trade you're trying to get into. I'm speaking about IBW because obviously I know, but at the same time, it's regarding every trade. You can do the same thing for laborers, for ironworkers, for painters. You can do the same thing. So make your connections. On the opposite, I'm very interested. Look, I understand COVID is kind of an obstacle right now. However, I'm really hungry, I'm thirsty, and I'm just, if you don't mind, I'm gonna be bugging you because I really want to get in. So you make that connection. Hey, the first time there's time to take tests, our brother Don Trail called us already. Let's get him in. You know, so you guys make your connection with whatever trade you're trying to get in. Call ETI. The brother that came and spoke over here, that's one connection, right?
Yeah.
But you got 10, 20, 30 other connections that you could be making. Relationships that you could be building. This ARC right here, it's a vehicle for you guys to get you guys in the right direction. However, you could be sitting in that car, van, or whatever, on the speak, not paying attention, not asking questions, not meeting the right people. They're gonna put you in the right spots to meet the right people, but it's gonna be on you guys to make that happen for yourself. At the end of the day, you did right. You got out, hey, this is what I want to do, and fill out the application. Right? The rest of you that are trying to do. I waited about 8 months from time of application to getting in. So it took me 8 months. Some people it takes a year, 2 years. Some people it takes 5 months. Minimum about 5 months, right? About 4 or 5 months. We're talking from point of application to entrance exam to interview to boot camp. You're talking about minimum about 5 months. That's if you're like, if you ace that entrance exam, if you ace that interview, oh, you're the next boot camp, right?
Yeah.
But some of us that maybe fall trained with interview questions, maybe fall trained with whatever, may take you longer. You know, your score may be not as adequate, so you may have to wait that year, that 2 years. Right?
Victor, you said about 8 months for you?
It took me about 8 months.
So I want to ask you, during that 8 months, what kept you hanging in there for 8 months, knowing that this was really going to happen for you?
Well, I was knocking on doors. I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to work with my brother as a painter. So I learned a little bit of construction with him, right? The first couple months, I was working with him. Obviously, my brother, I found out about the program here. So I applied for that program here. Before I came to this program, I was already waiting for like 3 months, 4 months for that process. The process was going through on the side. I'm on that process, and I'm starting to, like Uncle was saying, I thought of outside the box. I was hanging out at the library a lot. Great stuff. And I wrote this down. First off, I'm gonna answer your question, but I wrote this down because this used to be me right here. My mindset, I went in for gang-related crime, gang-related murder, and this is my mindset. The neighborhood, all about the gang, all about my neighborhood, all about that. That's where my mindset was at. Once I started having to go to board and started to learn about a whole bunch of other stuff, trying to come home, having an opportunity to be able to come home, being able to know how to articulate myself, how to learn about myself, I started not just being stuck here. Because you see the board, there's so much stuff that I could be thinking. So I started thinking outside of here. This was my mindset. For a long time, it was my mindset. So I say that to say, for you guys, your mindset could just be one of those small stuff, right? And it could be here. But I wouldn't wait 20 years to get out, or whatever he was waiting. I don't know. If I can find a recourse to get home sooner, I'm gonna be out here thinking out here. What can I do to be able to come home? You know? Am I gonna fall asleep in the car and am I gonna do this or that? Or am I gonna actually learn? We'll do it out here, which is great. So if your answer is, I did that and I learned about making relationships. Second call. I don't know if you guys heard of second call. Boom, I was there every Thursday. EWMC. EWMC is Electrical Workers Minority Party, which is ran by IBW. Electrical Workers Minority Caucus. So it's ran by IBW, it's open to the public, anybody could attend. Right now, obviously, COVID, so maybe sometimes they're having Zoom classes, sometimes they're having it in person. Generally, it takes every third Saturday of the month, open to the public. If it's not open to the public there, you can get into the Zoom class and just do it through the Zoom. But that's where you get to network. That's where you get to meet superintendents for companies. That's where you get to meet the directors for the apprenticeship program. You get to meet instructors, right? Second call. So me thinking outside of this box, I heard about this. Oh, they're having the meetings every Thursday, very 5th in Normandy. Damn, where the hell was that at? I took my foot there. I went, met Big John, no Big John, met them all. Every Thursday I was there. Heard about this. Every Saturday I was there that they had. Isabel, she's gonna come talk to you guys, right? I realized, hey, I gotta make a contact. I got her information, and I built a relationship with her. So with your question, it took me 8 months. So what I was doing in that meantime, I was trying to secure my way in. If not, I could have been like I waited 2 years to get in, or maybe not even got in. But the fact that I heard about this, heard about AFC, I was there at this spot. So I say that to tell you guys, take advantage of this vehicle you guys are in. You know, it's gonna be worth it. If you wanna get to here, take advantage of it. Make it happen for yourself. Even I got it, I already have it. I mean, I have it. I'm securing it right now. I have it for me. You have it for you. But you guys gotta make it for yourself.
What are some of the benefits that you're acquiring from,
So I gave you guys on the, basically the application, so this is just our wages. Now, if you look on the wages is on there, and it'll tell you the starting wage and how much it goes and that. So we also get, we have 3 pensions, 3 retirement plans. We have, 2 like their investment program for our retirement, and there's another one. So we got total 3 pensions, paid medical, paid eye. I also have a card that they give us for every hour I work. I have like a credit card Visa card that they put 25 cents for every hour, and it put me to 20. So if I need to buy glasses outside of what they pay for my glasses, or I need whatever it may be, over the counter cough drops, Pepto, whatever the hell I'm trying to get, I have a credit card that I use to pay all that. That I have money built in it, right? So you get that. You have your medical coverage, dental coverage, your retirement coverage, all of that. So there's great benefits. You guys are in a position to be able to get there, make it happen for yourself. The IBW guys that you guys said you guys want to get in, an application. Obviously, you got out, you put it in. And that goes with every trade. You know, this is the vehicle, this is the information you guys are going to get. I understand this program is vital to cover and to do those 3 months, but at the same time, if it took me 8 months to get in, are you going to wait till you graduate to put in your application if it's going to take 8 months, a year, 2 years?
what is it mean by percentages?
Percentages, okay, so every apprentice starts at a certain percentage of journeyman wage. The overall wage, like they're counter-turning it to, is percentage. As long as 75% out of 100% wage is wage. Right? And FYI, our contract is expired right now. So we're at 55 right now. However, we're going to be going into negotiations for a new contract that's going to add to this 55. Our last contract just finished. We got $11 over the next 3 years. Right? So we were at like $40 or $42 or something. So now we're up to 55. $11 over 3 years. That contract just expired. Now we're up for new negotiations for contracts, which this 55, everything's going up, right? Gas is going up, everything's going up. Food, gas, everything's going up. So our wages go up.
So, does that mean, what you get an hour also goes up, and every percentage, 40%?
So yeah, so if you read it there, it constitutes the hours of work plus the schooling you do. So for the first 1,000 hours, you start at this wage. After 1,000 hours, you go up to 24 or something, plus like 2 weeks of school. So the way apprenticeship programs work, most of them are generally the same. The way they work is you may work for 2 months, go to school for a week. 2 months work, go to school for a week. Like I said, it varies. Some of them are night schools, some of them are, you go apply for your school at your own time. So it varies from trade to trade, but generally it's the same. You work for so many hours, you go to school for so many hours. And once you accumulate so many hours in the school, your grade starts, your pay grade, your scale starts going up. First year apprentice, second year apprentice, third year apprentice, depending on the trade you're in, depending on the program it is. Some programs are 3 years, some programs are 5 years, 4 years.
What if I do like shitting on overtime and I get to that 2,000 mark like that? If I do it just pushing the game overtime?
I would have to say it depends on the trade you're in. Like my trade, you do a gang overtime, you can have the hours required, however, because there's so many people that they have to accommodate the scheduling for schools, you're gonna be in a certain class of 30 people, right? So you may have 20,000 hours, but they're gonna have 5,000 hours. So they're gonna go by the general guide of everybody's supposed to meet at this time. In 2 months, they're supposed to meet 1,000 hours or whatever it is. So you're gonna be going continuously with your class, basically from this week of school, this week of school. You're gonna be going with the same class for the most part. As far as my trade, it could be different with other trades. Right? It could be different. I'm not sure specifically how it works with other trades, but as far as my trade, it's generally you're gonna go with your same class.
Last question on the sentencing. So when it goes up from 55, does the starting wage stay at 22 or does it go up?
No, if you go your percentage of 55, your wage is at 55%. If you go to 60%, your wage is 60. You never.
If you need to look at inflation, you can just.
Say when you guys renegotiate, is the 22 gonna go up?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. When I started my apprenticeship, my base wage was like $18. How much is it now? I started at 18.45 or something. You know, when I started. So when you guys started, if you guys get in, your wage might not be 22, it might be 24, 25, depending on what it is at that time.
No, always the math really, because that's kind of like what deterred me from.
I guess it depends for you where you're at with your math. I don't know how good you are. I mean, my mindset all is it's not that hard, but because I'm okay with math, I'm okay with algebra. And again, if you look at the information, Google and YouTube are your best friends. Research this stuff. How hard, just like the question you asked me, how hard is the IBW exam? What type of questions do they ask? They don't really need to get that information. And you put in that work and figure out exactly what the questions are going to be about, what type of questions. So I know generally the questions are, 10 of them are English or writing, 15 are about math reasoning. Like basically you have a room with 100 volts, 10 feet of wire, this and that. What's the percentage of this or the other? You know? And then it has like 15 questions that are mechanical comprehension. You have a circle diameter with 20 teeth, and this circle has 15 teeth. If it rotates this way and that way, how many this and that or whatever it's going to be, right? So it depends. I don't know where you're at with your math. You know, I know where I'm at with my math. So for me, it wasn't that easy, but it was okay. I was able to be okay. But I did do a lot for me. What helped me was the YouTube mechanical comprehension. Because I barely passed it with one or two questions. I barely passed it. I didn't ace it, but I barely passed it. Right?
So Victor, we talked a lot about, you know, you get paid by the hour. So if you get laid off, you're not employable, you make zero. So you can be an electrician at $55 an hour, but an unemployed electrician makes $0 an hour. So can you explain to us what it takes to remain employed on a daily basis?
That's a great question. That's a very great question. And I wanted to get into that. I was going to get into it and all that. Really great question that you brought up. So the apprenticeship program, work in general for anybody, right? Especially with construction. If you're not working, you're not getting paid. it's seasonal sometimes. If the job is almost done, they start with 30 people, and the next thing around 20 people, 10 people, 5 people, right? And it goes down to, so who are they gonna end up keeping in the end, right? At the end of the day, if you have a great attitude, you can communicate, you could execute your tasks that they're giving you correctly, decent, in the timely fashion, which the information I put in here is who are you gonna wanna keep? The guy that's standing all day, not really doing much, the guy that's working, putting in work, right? So he said, an electrician that works gets paid $55 an hour if he's working. If he's not working, he's not. So at the end of the day, you gotta hustle, you gotta grind, you gotta work. Prime example earlier, and people are watching, right? Your foremen, your journeymen, your superintendents, your owners, because that's their money. At the end of the day, you're making money for a company. Earlier, I was seeing you guys working out, boom, right? Different ages, whatever. You could tell who's boom, busting down, doing what they were doing, right? You could tell some guys are like, barely doing it, right? That's the energy. Same thing with work. You guys are gonna be working. You're gonna tell who's barely doing the squat, who's barely doing the push-up, right? Who's into it. You can see that. You can sense that. Attitude is very important. Having a great attitude. And that's something that I'm not perfect. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect. That's something that I battle for myself, right? And they try to tell me why, because I still have some of this mentality. At the end of the day, I still have this, but I have to remind myself, like, hey, chill, like don't take it personal, you know? Because you're gonna run into individuals that are gonna get at you sideways. They're gonna come at you because they didn't live the life that you lived. Maybe there's still issues that they ain't never worked on, right? We might have got caught and whatever, paid the price for it or whatever, but at the end of the day, attitude, you have a great attitude, they're gonna wanna work with you. You have a shitty attitude, they're not gonna wanna work with you. If you're not putting forth the effort to do what you gotta do, when it comes down to, okay, right now we need 30 people, boom, everybody's working right now, damn, we need 20 people, I gotta put 10 people. We need 10 people, we need 5 people, I gotta put 5 people. Are you gonna be that last 5 person standing there? So attitude, communication skills, working, hustle. Always hustle. Once you guys get in, because you guys are gonna get in. So once you get in, don't be that guy that's just standing there just waiting for direction. Pick up a broom, do what you gotta do, clean up. Because at the end of the day, what an apprentice is basically you're there to learn the trade. I'm there to become this. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be cleaning up. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be picking up the material, the tools. I'm gonna be that guy, being the goal for my journeyman. I know that he's gonna need his material. I know that he's gonna need these ladders. I'm gonna be the one getting it. There's 3 apprentices. One apprentice. I'm over there. I gotta do what I gotta do. Because why? This is what I'm at. Like you said, $0. Yeah. If you ain't working and you're putting in the effort and you're falling asleep, you're not gonna get paid nothing. Guess what? When it comes time to laying people off, and this happened. I've been with the same company for 4 years. At the end of the day, if I'm not really doing much, my time's gonna go by slower. So yeah, I put a lot of this information as far as what you guys should know. If I were you guys should know what I know now, the advice that I would give you guys is soak up all that knowledge. Understand what it is to become an apprentice, what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna be a helper, you're gonna learn the trade, whatever trade it will be. If you're gonna be a laborer, hey, what type of tools do they use? What type of hand tools, power tools? How many of you guys know how to use power tools? What type of tools? Nice. Great. See, I didn't know none of that. When I came in, I didn't know that. And some journeymen thought I knew all that stuff. But I didn't. You know how to take off the blade and the saw? You know how to put it back together? Skill saw? You said pneumatics, all that. See? So this guy in here, now you guys, for those of you guys that don't know that, get at it. Hey, how do you work, run a skill saw? How do you work the saw? How do you do this? This guy has that information. You guys got this right here. You guys can get that from him. Because you want to get in and you want to know this stuff. If a journeyman or anybody asks you, hey, go get the skill saw. I've done it because I've been there. What the hell is a skill saw? I have to go back and I pretend like I know what I'm doing. So I'm at the gang box and I'm like, I'm there 10 minutes. So now I just killed 10 minutes when I could have. If you don't know, you don't know. Ask. Right? I didn't know, but I felt the shame not knowing. So I went to that gang box after 10 minutes. Finally, I went back to him. What does it look like? Yeah, go back. Well, go get the impact. Right? But I caught on. So they told me, like, look, don't be ashamed, don't be afraid. If you don't know something, ask. It's better for you to ask than be there an hour thinking you know what you're doing, but you don't. You know, it's gonna take you 2-3 minutes to ask and find out versus 10 minutes trying to figure it out. Exactly, see? Exactly. So you have a drill, it's almost like a drill, right? But it's a different setting, it's for different purposes. Again, like the drill, like the impact. Different levels of speed, right? No, impact is like a drill. But it's like the pressure's, I would say, smaller. I still don't even know about it, right? But I know the difference, right? So it's like a drill, but it's a different head for different purposes. And they're both almost the same, but it's like I would say the pressure's softer. So like this man, he says he knows how to use all these parts. Just ask him a question, your instructor, or the program. Hey, can we get some soft saws in here? Can we get some steel saws in here? These are the tools that you're going to be using. I don't know, especially whatever respective trade you guys are going to be in. If you're going to be a laborer, it seems simple to pick up a shovel and get some dirt and shove it out. It's not that simple. You know what I mean? You could be there all day trying to get a whole freaking thing of shovel. Because I've shoveled, I've trenched, I've done all that. Right? So it's not that simple. So figure out the best way to get dirt and get it out. Right? You got to trench, like do whatever. Best way to use a shovel, hammer, use your carpenter. Figure out why you guys are here. You guys take this opportunity to learn that stuff. Whatever trade you're going to be in. If you're going to be an electrician, material. What type of material? EMT pipe, Romex, coupling. There's so much material that you can learn that should be done here. You don't necessarily have to know everything when you get in, right? They don't expect you to. But if the apprentice that knows all the power stuff versus the apprentice that, and it comes down that I only need one, who am I going to keep? Right? So, at the end of the day, that's how you guys. Information is key, attitude, communication skills, power tools, hand tools. So it's in here.
Can you tell them about the boot camp experience?
Okay, so again, trades, different trades are different boot camps. My boot camp was more book work. We had to do some math. It was more on mental knowledge, right? Learning about the trade, learning about the history, learning about now the labor's boot camp. It's a different type of boot camp, right? You gotta shovel some dirt. You gotta pick up some planks. It's a physical boot camp. Literally for 2-3 days straight, you're shoveling dirt, you're picking up sandbags, planks, whatever it is. So whatever trade you're getting into, understand what the boot camp is gonna be. Understand what type of boot camp it's gonna be. Are you prepared? Are you gonna? It seems simple. I got it because I did 10 jumping jacks over here. I can do it. It may be a different type of work, right? And again, and with money too. This here, I'm not trying to boast to you guys. I'm not trying to, this is how much I'm making. Look at me. I'm not even it's anything like this. It's just, I'm trying to have you guys understand, so that have other people understand a secret that I know. They're fucking hiring us. People like us, they're hiring us and they're giving us this. And straight up, it's like a secret that I know. Like, man, I'm making this right now and I can make this. And I want you guys to know. I want you guys to be inspired. I was able to get out based on that. So I took my daughter. I have a daughter. I left her when she was 8 months old. I got out, she was 20 years old. Right? I was able because of this, because of my drive, because of my hustle. I took her to the World Series, Dodgers against Boston. The first game home, 18-inning game. I was able to pay for the tickets, buy some jerseys, but because of this, my hustle, my drive, I was able to take her. I got her a car. I'm paying for the car. I'm able to do that. At the end of the day, money is not everything is material stuff, right? But overall, it alleviates so many stresses. Right now I'm in the process of looking at buying a home. Right? You start thinking different. You start thinking away from this, you start thinking somewhere else. I've gone to Florida. I recently came from Mexico. I took a trip to Mexico. Right? I've taken vacations. I've explored, I've done a lot of things because I was from here. Right, I've been to this northern life. I'm getting to have an opportunity to do many things because I'm doing what I'm doing. And again, it's not because I'm trying to boast, oh, I'm making all this money, because I'm trying to let you guys know it's possible. You guys can get it. You guys could be here. But it depends individually on each one of you guys to go get it. And if this, at the end of the day, if this is not for you guys, the trade, union trades, there's so much stuff out there right now for us, where we can hustle, we can grind, Class A license. I got a cousin that he's non-union. He was sleeping on benches in the parks and all that. I'm proud of him now. That dude just raked in $123,000 as a truck driver for a construction company. He pulled in $123,000 last year. 3 years ago, he was sleeping on benches.
I was truck driver.
Now he's a truck driver, but he's with a construction company.
Yeah, I'm
Non-union with.
You said I am on Class A too.
Oh, yeah. Cool. You can probably do what he does, probably operate engineer. But it's gonna behoove you to knock on the doors and meet all the people.
Yeah.
Get that job, secure that job before you even get it, before you even go for it. Right? Meet the right people, network, build those relationships before you even get it. Big John, second call, I wanna make that guy my best friend. Why? Because I know what he did. I'm not gonna ask him right away, I wanna get in. Make that relationship. Right? EWC, make those relationships. Isabel, if you guys don't get on her bumper, hey, you guys don't really want it. She's got connections. The other guy that's gonna come from PCL, another connection. Google these companies. Skanska, Morley, Moral Meadows. Call them. So the worst that's gonna happen is gonna tell you no, right? What's the best that's gonna happen? Come in tomorrow, right? That be here in the morning. Exactly. Free information, free stuff. They're hiring us. It's good, and we do a great job. We maintain. Like Joe was saying, an electrician that's not working, not getting paid. But at the end of the day, if you put in that work, you're really putting in that effort, you make you do what you gotta do, you're producing, I don't have to worry about not making anything. I've been with the same company since I started. I'm not the best, there's still a lot of stuff I get. I'm still not confident with a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff that I don't know. However, at the end of the day, I hustle, I grind. My attitude's not the best, but I work on it. I understand that about myself. Right? But, so I know something. How, why, I don't know.
Attitude.
Attitude, yeah.
Give us a scenario that you've encountered in the workplace that you were able to diffuse. That you feel like it could have got you fired or maybe even escalated something bigger.
Well, you're gonna encounter those a lot. It's construction. You know, you're not working with high-end, well-trained, professional people, right? You're working with, not that, a lot of construction, don't get me wrong, especially unions, respectful professionals for the most part. They're all like that. But there is gonna be times where the job has to be done. We don't have enough hours to do the job, right? So the foreman's stressed out. He messed up this job, he messed up the situation. Now they're stressed out, right? Now they're bringing it down to the journeyman. They're stressed out, right? So like he was saying, I have encountered multiple situations where one time I was spoken to in a certain way where obviously if it was inside to the point of I would have got something and really did some damage, right? But lucky for me, in that situation, I had a journeyman that heard the conversation and actually put that individual in his place. Because at the end of the day, unions do have guidelines. They have, it's professionalism is there, right? So since the dude was in the wrong, luckily for me, he intervened in that moment, right? And obviously the dude was wrong. You know, at the end of the day, he was wrong. At the end of the day, we're human beings, we're professionals, we're workers. You know, just like I wouldn't talk to you a certain way, I wouldn't expect you to talk to me a certain way. So, but I've learned there's many times where I have started to say something, but I gotta catch myself, right? And I had one time where I had a foreman, right, where he was up and down, right? So the job was stressing him out. Some days he's good, some days he's really nice, some days he's really right? So he even gave me a bad mark. Yeah, my work performance 4 or 5, like 5 top, right? 4 or 5, and he did. That's what I said. I have issues with attitude. He said so because he has an attitude. You know, because for me, why? I allowed his unprofessionalism, his communication towards me to get in my way and respond to me a certain way. So I gave it back to him, which I should have done. I should just kept my mouth quiet, right? But I couldn't help it. So there's gonna be moments like that for you guys. Right? You gotta catch yourself. You gotta catch yourself with some people that don't take it personal. So I started realizing, you know, they could be stressed out, they could be overworked, the job's not going right. They're getting pressure from the bosses, from the superintendent, from the owner, from the foreman, from the GF, from the journeyman, right? They might have messed up the job or whatever, and now they're stressed out, and it goes downhill. So understand that. Don't ever take things personal. The moment you start taking things personal, you end up back here.
Another question. How long have you been out of it?
How long have I been what?
How long have you been out of it?
So I got out May 9th, May 9th, day before basically Mother's Day, 2017.
17. So that's what, 5 years? 5 years?
5 years.
5 years.
In May.
In May will be 5 years, right? So, is it get easier for you? Or is it get harder for you?
Life or work?
Life.
Well, life and work. I say for me, it's gone a little easier because I feel that confidence at work and in life, right? But there are moments, obviously we're gonna go through moments out here just like inside. We're gonna go through, I've gone through moments where, you know, things happen, like one of our brothers just passed away not too long ago, right? So you get through those emotional moments where, how should I deal with the situation, right? So I say life has gotten easier, however, I have to remind myself based on the schooling that I got inside how hard I worked to come out. So therefore I have to remind myself at moments when I become complacent, right? Because there's moments where I caught myself like you know, doing things where, man, if I needed this direction, I know where it could end up at. Back inside or here, right? So there has been moments where complacency has played a big role in my life, right? So I just have to be aware of that and try to catch it and deal with it as best possible as it comes. Life has gotten a little better because if you look at that wages, my wage started at 18. It's how, again, material is material. It's not everything. However, overall in my life, it helped me ease the burdens of being able to pay the bills, being able to eat, being able to go out, being able to enjoy life. It helps. So I say that. But the main message I wanted to get across to you guys is understand what trade you guys are trying to get into. If it's IBW, put in your applications now. If it's or any trade for that matter, put it in now. Network, meet the people, understand what it takes to become an apprentice for that trade that you're gonna get in, and do as much possible as you can to have that knowledge that when you go in there, you shine. You're representing ARC, you're representing Second Chance Construction Group, you're representing yourself, your family, whatever your issues may be, whatever it is in your life that you're trying to do. You want to shine, right? You want to maintain this, you want to maintain this, you want to maintain yourself, whatever it is that you guys choose. But the power tools, get with this guy, get with your instructor, get with the ARC. Hey, how come we don't have no school saws? How come we don't have no saw saws, drills, impact, shovels, hammers, whatever it is that, whatever your trade uses, get in the habit of learning how to do those. The right boots. I know you guys got brand new boots. We didn't get no boots when we came in. Now you guys are raking in some good stuff, but understand how to, like, I went through different types of boots, so I found the right ones for me. Knee pads are helpful. Headlamp, light, those are helpful. So when you get in a trade, understand what also going to be helpful to you. The right boots, the right knee pads, the right lighting. So this right here, these right here, I like these right here, right? You put them in your little thing, it's a little pencil thing, notepad. I always have a notepad. So you guys go in the trade, start getting the habit now, right? Get your little notepad. Instructor Joe's gonna give us today a task to cut some wood or do this or that. So you're writing down your task, right? This is a vital piece here with your notepad to write down your task, to get in the habit of that. You get in there and they see you in the first day there, apprentice, you got your notepad out. You don't want to be spending an hour on your notepad, right? But however, they see all this guy's prepared, he's ready to get in there, right? So you got your pencil, you got your notepad, you're writing down. Okay, tools that I'm gonna need, material that I'm gonna need. Oh, they're gonna delegate me to put in this door right here. I'm gonna write down, okay, what size door, what type of door, what's the dimensions. I'm writing all this stuff down. Because if I don't write it down, later on, he told me that the door was gonna be 32 inches by 45. Oh, what was it? Then I put it in, it was freaking all wrong. I got the information wrong. Because I didn't write it down. So get in the habit of that stuff. Right? Get in the habit of being able to do this. Time management. Right? Having your time management will do that. So when you get into the trades, when you get into the apprenticeship programs, you're ready, you're prepared. You know the power tools, you know your hand tools, how to use a screwdriver. You know the difference between a screwdriver, flathead. There's all kinds of differences. You know, pliers. It seems general, it seems easy, but at the end of the day, with your respective trades, it varies. You know, the type of tools, hand tools, power tools, your work ethic, your attitude, your communication skills, attentiveness. That's the main part of an apprentice, being attentive. What does an apprentice do? He's the first one that unlocks all the gang boxes. He's the one that gets the ladders, ladder placement. You know what I mean? Learning how to place the ladder at the right spot. I gotta get to this front of this thing. I'm gonna put my ladder here, I'm gonna look, oh shit, now I gotta move the ladder. I gotta put down, I gotta put it over here. Oh shit, I put it wrong. So understanding how to place the ladder the right way at the right spot, so you just go up there and get it. Right? I'm up there and I'm doing, oh shit, I need a screwdriver. Got a screwdriver. Oh shit, I forgot I need some channel lock. How's that gonna look? Right, I got my tools out, I know that I'm gonna need a screwdriver with channel locks, I'm gonna need pliers. Boom. Place my ladder at the right spot. I'm gonna get up there. Boom, I got everything I need. I put it in the right spot. I didn't spend 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 minutes placing the ladder to get up there, come down, I got the right tools that I need for that one time. So you see a person going back and forth to the gang box, the material cart, whatever, going back and forth. What is this guy doing? Right? I know the job's gonna be this. I'm gonna need this, and that. First time. Right? So this is stuff that you guys should be in the habit of getting into and learning how to do.
Before I started this class, I did my research talking to people with the union. So they introduced me. The first step was to get your belt and your harness. Definitely start filling up your tools so you're not walking back and forth. You save time. So one thing I learned about time management is be prepared, and you're right, it is better because but they told me to show up at a job site already in your tools. Like you said, even your boots, right? So I looked up the Milwaukee harness and belt. Over time, and the more that pops up are the efficient stuff. I look at general labor and stuff. Do you always change your harness and your belt as you go?
Well, see,
as your toolbox is getting bigger?
I mean, I've gotten a lot of tools as the trade has gone on for me, and I realized whatever tools I'm working, I need for the moment. Like if I'm doing underground, I know I'm gonna need different type of tools. Right? If I'm doing underground work, if I'm doing overhead work, if I'm doing roughing work. So that's why I say it varies on the type of job that I'm gonna be doing. For the most part, I have my general tools that I use on a constant. Your tape measure, you're always gonna be using your tape measure. For us, our pliers, our electrical pliers that we use, always for the most part gonna be using. Right, so those in general, I always keep in my tool. Harness, I don't necessarily put on a harness unless I'm going to be going up on the lift or I'm going to use it, right? That's for the moments that I know. Like for that, like the last 2 weeks, I was using the harness because I was at a Silverman. So I knew I needed that. I have my own car. So my company, they already know, like, okay, we have limited impacts, limited drills, limited skill slots. You want to be that apprentice that didn't get that stuff for your for the journeyman, I wanna be the first one there to get the best impact, get the best steel saw, get the best saw stock, get it all on my car. Be prepared, be ready. We're gonna go from here, we're gonna go 3 moves over, that's what we're gonna be working at. So I'm gonna get my car, the material that I'm gonna need for that, put it all in my car. My tool belt, my harness, if I need a harness, whatever I need, all on my car. Stack everything up, put them over there. Now I placed everything over there, we need ladders, I gotta get a 10-foot ladder, 12-foot ladder, put it all over there. At the end of the day, give myself enough time, and everything back.
Yeah, that's what I did this weekend. I went to Harbor Freight. First, I looked it all up.
Yeah.
Googled it, and then I went to Harbor Freight and Home Depot. And cause I was just gonna get a tool belt, but then they're like,
It varies.
just get the whole set, the harness with the tool belt.
Oh, you're talking about the brace,
Like a brace.
the
Yeah, it
suspenders,
kinda helps
suspenders.
hold your belt and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I don't know, like I said, you guys are gonna be individually what works best for yourself, how you feel
Yeah.
comfortable, foods, however you feel comfortable, knee pads, tool belt, whatever's comfortable for yourself. Tools, as you start making money, Harbor Freight is, they're okay, because, I mean, I'm gonna get what I can afford at the time, right? But now
Yeah.
that I can afford some money, then I go to Milwaukee, I go to Home Depot, I go give me some kind tools, I go give me some, you know, but I've experienced certain tools, Great Combi versus a Klein versus a Harbor Freight tools, you know what I mean? I've experienced, I don't have the skills yet enough to be able to maintain this drill, this, whatever tool I'm using. I mess it up, right? But I know that I could be a little bit more brute with the Klein tools, Milwaukee tools, because they're more sturdier, they're more expensive. But for me, because I'm not that great yet, I could afford to get this tool and not break it versus get a Harbor Freight tool that's $10 here but $40 over here. This $10 tool, I'm gonna break it. I've learned that from me, from my experience from when I work, how I work, right? Because like I said, I'm not there. There's still a lot of stuff that I have to learn. So I've learned, for me, it's better, it's more expensive, but it's easier for me on the job to use the better tools. But if you can knock out, 40 holes with a Harbor Freight drill bit or whatever, and you could do it because some people can do it. They're that experienced, they're that good. I can't. They let me borrow a Harbor Freight bit that I was using the first shot. Here's what I did. And they let me borrow it. One of my coworkers, a journeyman, hey man, I need to make a hole here to put a 1032 screw, right? Fucking first time I went up, the house broke. So the next day he went, got as a Klein set. I bought myself a Klein set, and then boom, I've done 40 holes since then. Right? So, but like I said, it just depends on individually what you can afford and how you can work.
Yeah, just like you said, last week they told us don't be that guy that keeps walking to your partner and then borrow this.
Exactly.
But
But
you
so
don't
what
want
I
to
do-
get known for being that guy that don't
Exactly.
have.
So what I do the next day?
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about it, man. I told me I'll pay for it. I got you. I had night class the next day. So hey, if you're gonna go, I'll pay for it. He's like, no, I got you. I told him, well, get me a set. Like $35 for the set, right? But it's an investment in
Investment, yeah.
me for my tools to be able to do a job better. I don't need that. Now again, that's not a tool that's on my tool list. There's gonna be a lot of tools that are not gonna be on your tool list that you need, required to have. Some companies are gonna give you those tools, some companies are not.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Right?
Not everybody supplies them.
No, not everybody
Yeah.
does, because there are tools that may not be on your tool list. However, if that tool is gonna make my life and my job easier on me, to make a $30 investment, $20 investment, $50 investment, they don't supply me knee pads, but hey, they make it easier for me to do my job at times. But not headlamp, they don't supply headlamp, but it makes it easier for me to do my job at times. I become more productive, I become more skilled, I build my confidence. So read that information that I gave you guys, it's a gold mine, man. If you guys don't adhere to it and do what's in there, that's on you guys, man. You guys wanna be that person that falls asleep in the class, that's on you guys. It's your life, it's not my life. I'm here, and I'm gonna be here, because I'm gonna choose to be here, do what I gotta do to be here.
We talked a little bit about the union dues, like, do they take it out of your check if you personally have to?
Yeah, so for us, every trade it varies, and there are union dues. for us, there's two sets of union dues. One that gets taken out of our check, and one that we have to pay. So there's the national dues and local dues, right? We gotta pay our local dues out of our pocket, right? And it varies from trade to trade. I don't know what laborers, how they pay their dues. I don't know how carpenters pay their dues, iron workers pay their dues. But yeah, there are dues that you pay, union dues that you pay for every trade. For us, right now, at the moment, it's $45 a month that I gotta pay out of pocket. And every trade is different. I don't know specifically what it is with carpenters, iron workers, laborers, or what have you. But yeah, there are, the negative part about union obviously is although yes, I'm gonna be honest and I'll be frank, this is what I see on the check, this is what I'm gonna see on the check, but that's not what I'm taking home. There's a lot of taxes they're taking out, a vacation fund that they're putting into, so out of my weekly check, they take about $100 out and they put it in a different account. Like he was saying, sometimes when you're not working, there's no work, that got created where you have some money aside in case you're not working, there's no work is slow, now you have a little pot to go to where you have money, right? So for us, every week they take out about 100, depending on, they take out a percentage, 8% of your check. So for me, that 8% they put into a different account. But at any time, I could go to that account, I could either leave it there and not worry about it and not have money there, right? Or I could be either go to that account every 6 months or so and take out that money and collect it and put it in my account and do whatever I need to do, right? So they take money out for vacation money, you gotta pay dues. This wage right here is what's on the check, but the company's not paying for me this, they're paying more because they gotta pay my medical, they gotta pay my retirement plans. So this actual wage is really more like 60 or something, 75, 60 for me right now. Journeyman is probably about 70, right? The total
Journeyman-
package.
Journeyman's 100.
100?
Goes through 100.
Oh, see, 100. I didn't even know that. Right?
Well, before we go any further, I know, I want to thank you, Victor.
Yeah.
But I know Joe's pressed with time, and we have to get them going. Did you put your information? Can they contact you
Yeah,
directly?
I'll put my email here. You guys have any questions or whatever, you guys can email me. That's my email right there. You guys can email at any time, and it's on the paperwork.
And what cohort did you graduate from?
4.
Cohort number 4.
Number 4.
And we are now at cohort number 14. So this goes to let you guys know. And how many years have you been out of our cohort?
Yeah, what about 2018? So about 4 years now?
About 4 years. Gentlemen, pay attention, please.
10 cohorts after that, huh?
10 cohorts after that. But cohort 4, he's almost at journeyman wages now. He's at 75%. All because he did exactly what he had to do. He's not telling you guys anything that ain't true. After 20 years in prison, this brother's making it happen. Not because someone made him do it, not because it was his mama, his daddy, or anybody else. He had that passion, he had that drive from when he went to prison. He was dedicated, he was going to change his life. You guys are now sitting in the very same position he was 4 years ago. So please, take heed, take his information, call him, ask him. You don't have to ask me, I can't tell you as much as he can tell you. But it's your job to reach out and get information from people that have been there and have done that. I can't tell you what Joe can tell you. I can't tell you what Victor can tell you. But I can tell you that you guys are well on your way to securing a bright future because of what you do today.
Yeah.
So let's give Victor a round.
I got 2 last questions.
Yes, go ahead.
So Victor, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a great question. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't cover, right? Because, this whole mask on or whatever. But with your question, where I see myself in 10 years, once you guys get into the trades or whatever career you choose, truck driving, trades, counseling, I admire this guy, man. What he does, he's in a great position to be where he's at. So in 10 years, man, once you guys get in the trade, you're gonna start seeing the options, the opportunities I could become a journeyman. Well, I'm gonna become a journeyman. I could become a foreman, a general contractor, a safety inspector, a regular inspector, a owner. You start seeing, if you're really looking and you're really motivated and you're driven, you start seeing the opportunities where you could be. 10 years, I don't know exactly where I'm gonna be, but I know that I'm going into direction of either becoming an owner, getting into the organizing, become an organizer, become a business manager, become part of the union, elected body. There's so many freaking opportunities and options once you get in that door. Once you get in that door, whether you guys use this vehicle, whatever vehicle it is to get in that door, it's gonna behoove you and it's gonna be on you to stay inside that door. To go into the direction wherever it leads you, wherever you choose to go to get those opportunities. Become that journeyman, become that foreman, the general foreman, the superintendent, the owner, the general contractor. It's possible. The organizer. Organizers right now are ranging from 120,000 to 200,000, depending on the trade, right? Some will make 200,000 just walking around, meeting people, getting jobs, getting contracts. They make that much money. Inspectors make small money. I retire after becoming an instructor at my trade, right? So the options and opportunities, there's a lot. Get on Joe's bumper to learn as much as you can. Get on Hopefully that knows his power tools. You guys ask, learn, get in the habit of doing all these things.
How about a union rep?
A union rep? Yeah. But like I said, once you get in that door, it become honest. But it's gonna be on you guys. You know what I mean? It's gonna be how motivated you guys are, what you guys want out of life. That whole stigma of I was incarcerated, I did this, I did that. That's out the door, man. There's so many freaking opportunities and good opportunities to make wahoo money.
So my other question,
You know,
and my
and
sequence
before I forget,
yeah.
resources. Department of Rehabilitation, ARC, Homeway Industries, Build Alley CCD, workforce centers. Understand how to maximize your resources. You guys got the Department of Rehabilitation. Understand how to have a case with them and get those resources. Workforce centers, understand the knee pads I told you guys about, the freaking headland, all that stuff. You can get that through those resources. Nah, I need specific tools. These fucking bootleg $50 tools ain't gonna cut it for me because the trade I'm gonna get into specifically, I need this. I need this. Know how to maximize your resources. ARC, get on Joe's bumper, get on Caesar's bumper, get on whoever bumper you need to maximize the potential that you can have for yourselves. Maximize those resources. Whether it is to get your own tools, or it is to get interview clothes, work clothes, tool belts. Understand there's so many resources and scholarships and programs that afford you the funding to get these tools. When I go to Harbor Friday, if I got the resources that are going to provide me the best tools I can get for free. But it's knowing how to get those resources. Department of Rehabilitation, Workforce Center. Hey, I'm signed up with this Workforce Center. What can you guys offer me? Okay, well, let me go shop around. This Workforce Center, what can you guys offer me? I need money for tools, I need vouchers for gas, I need clothes, work clothes. Understand how to maximize your resources. I'm at a point now to credit. Credit is king. I have to understand how to protect my credit, how to build my credit. Why? Because I want to buy a car. Transportation is vital to get to work. I need a reliable car. You know, credit is king. I know that I got it. Right now I'm gonna buy a house. Credit is king. I need that along with this. And lower my debt. So now my mindset is not over here. My mindset is over here with all that information. Using it to the best of my ability. My resources. You guys are able to get on this. Are you gonna get it? I don't know, it's on you guys. Your guys' life. So your last question.
And my other question, have you ever seen anybody get sent home for safety violation?
I'll be honest with you. Safe is key. Obviously, safety is number one. They're always going to tell you because companies ain't trying to have their insurance go up, right? Because it's part of their bidding on projects. We're talking about millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So I might have seen it one time, that somebody went home because of safety. They didn't have, I think they were clipped onto the scissor lift or something. The guy was just being like, I don't need it. It'll be worse if my scissor lift goes over, and that's still debatable, right? But OSHA mandates that this is the way it's supposed to be, right? The guy just didn't want to abide by that, and they kicked him out of the job, right? But, so it is possible, safety is key, but there's gonna be moments where you have to work with your safety guy to get to a certain location where they have to see the best safe course to take to get that job done. Because there are gonna be jobs where, man, it's gonna be kind of complicated to really get that job done while being safe. Number one thing is being safe, right? Of course. But there's gonna be moments that's why you have to be trained properly. You have to know how to use your harness. You have to know how to use the system. You have to be trained properly. You have to pay attention.
You have to know your
Learn.
boots another way. If you show up to the job without your boots, can you work?
Oh, definitely not.
There
Well, I
you
know
go.
that
That's all I need, brother.
every job site, every job site, you know, it is work use. You know, it is work use. So again, at the end of the day, I got mine. I'm not perfect. I still falter. I'm still gonna make mistakes. But those are consequences of choices that I'm making, that I made. Just like you guys are gonna make choices in your lives, in your careers, in your everything that you do, and the consequences are gonna be yours. Whether the consequences are favorable or unfavorable, they're gonna be your consequences. It could be great, it could be here, or you could be waiting. But don't wait also for your applications and all that. Put in your applications now, meet the right people, get the job before you even apply for it.
How many electricians do we have here? You guys get all your questions answered today? Every single one?
How about the rest?
So he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back only for the graduation fee.
There is, so all the trades have initiation fees. I forgot what ours is, I think it's low, it's not that. I know that the neighbors is like 300, 500 or something. Again, DOR, Department of Rehabilitation, workshop centers, scholarship fundings. If you guys don't understand what those resources are and how you can maximize them, my initiation fees got paid by my workshop center. My boots got paid by Department of Rehabilitation. So if you don't understand how to maximize your resources, you're gonna be paying out of pocket for a lot of stuff. A lot of my tools, I got 2 sets of tools, one from Department of Rehabilitation. I got 3 sets of tools. One from Department of Rehabilitation, one from Workshop Center, and one from boot camp. Not every boot camp provides the tools. However, I knew, let me shop around for my workshop center, let me shop around for what I need. Let me not get the Harbor Fight tools because they're gonna pay for them. I'm gonna get to the top notch. Let me research first what I need and go to the table, hey, this is what I need. Can you help me?
And guys, listen.
No, we can't. Let me go over here.
Listen up real quick. What he's telling you is true, and this is what we already told you. We already told you that. You have to graduate the program. Once you graduate the program, and you guys get placed with the IBW or whatever union of your trade, and you guys gotta go buy your tools, this is what we tell you. Save some of that stipend that you get. Put away about $300, $400 every check you get. Put away that. Because when you guys go buy your tool for that trade of choice, every single penny that you wasted on buying those tools, you will be reimbursed by your workshop center. Whether it's Goodwill, Vernon, or Boyle Heights. Same thing with the union dues. They will pay for your union dues. So you guys already have been told that. Maybe you forgot. But that's a great question for Victor. Now you're hearing it from the horse's mouth.
What?
It is true that you have to do, like all your research.
And that includes power tools too?
You have a budget. I don't know about any high, depends what trade you
Yeah,
do.
no, and that's true. We have to be realistic too. I'm not gonna go in there and I was trying to maximize. I was trying to get a laptop. I was trying to get this. I was trying to get a car. Realistically, that's not gonna happen. Be realistic. I mean, maximize. No, you can get a power tool because that's specifically power tool is specifically needed for that specific trade that you're gonna do. And maybe possible that you get that power tool, but knowing how to approach it and maximize and get it. You know, he told you I don't know what workshop center you're working with. Well, why wait till you graduate to get this resource over here? The city of LA may be giving scholarships for this, that, or the other. How can I get that? Department of Rehabilitation may be giving this. How can I get that? Understanding how to maximize it for yourselves. this program and you graduate, they're gonna give you whatever they're gonna give you now and then. But outside of this program, today, tomorrow, the next day, after you leave today, where else can I go and get some more stuff? They're giving you whatever they're giving you here, but what else can you get somewhere else? Why not? It's on you guys. I mean, at the end of the day, it's on you guys. Department of Implementation, Build Alley CCD might have some resources. Man, there's so many resources that I don't even know them all. But it's on you guys to actually look them up and research them and find them and maximize it. The power to you, they might not be able to give it to you. You may find somebody that will give it to you. If you look for it.
Hey, earlier in your speech you said you took the math course like 28
lessons. I didn't take it because luckily for me, I already had algebra from high school.
Yeah.
But I know buddies of mine that have taken it.
And they like give you a certificate, a little degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
So on the IBW website, I believe they have the link for that school. So you go through there. You know. Again, you guys want your Class A license. Department of Rehabilitation pays for it. You know. Amazon, they pay for it. So there's different resources. If you don't know the information, Google it or ask around. There's so much resource information. Carpenters Union, they have another training facility where they offer resources. Each union may have resources. Ask around. Do your research, do your due diligence for yourselves, for whatever you guys want.
You said local 12, right? For truck drivers?
They, in part of it would be not specifically truck, because Teamster is the main union for truck drivers. But if you're operating, if you're driving, let's say, heavy equipment on a trailer, because that's what my cousin does. He drives that heavy equipment. He's the one that delivers it there, and when they use it, it brings it back. But now he's getting into not only taking it and using it. You know, but I know he started off as the driver taking the equipment to the job site. The operator would use it, and they would pack it back on and take it back to their spot over there.
And that's the local 12?
Local 12 is operating engineers.
Yes.
Now, I believe that in their application process, maybe like once every year, once every 6 months, again, call them up, figure out. You guys call these places. Hey, I'm interested, I'm really interested, what's the process? What should I expect? Is there any meetings that I can go to where I could learn more about the trade? Information is key. It's on you guys to get that information and make it happen for yourselves.
Hey, Vic, I need to put you up.
No, it's all good.
They need to break, because they're starting to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So let's give Vic another round of applause. I don't know if you want to give out his number, but man, feel free to reach out to him and ask him any questions that you guys want. You know, it's always a pleasure to bring him back and get him to share his knowledge, because it's better that you guys hear from him sometimes than from us, right? Because we're here with you, we might say, well, what do you know? Right? You're here with us, what do you know? But he's on the field and he knows the kind of it. So thank you guys.
Hey, if you guys don't know about this every Thursday, I would attend it if I were you guys. 35th and Normandy, there's connections there too. Not just for IBW, because that's mainly IBW, but if you want to get into carpenters, labor, and all that, attend it. Thursday, every Thursday. Every Thursday I see, be there at 4. Party starts at 5. I haven't gone in a minute, I should go, but I would go. This, I could go. You know, go do
What does that stand for?
Electrical Workers Minority Caucus. So good luck to you guys, make it happen for yourselves.
Thank you. You get 36 million?